You're back. Good. I assume you have...
Wrong. But it's better if I tell you the rest without...
Excuse me. I must have...
Trust me.
Okay. Leave us alone.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, explain. Are the clerics responsible for the attack?
Not the clerics. The outlaws. One of them, at least.
What are you talking about? Skibor would never have gotten involved with them.
Not willingly, no. But he was being used and they made him into a living bomb. And it's all thanks...
How dare you! You're standing in front of a commander of the Albs!
Spare me the theat...
Help me? Ha! Nobody can...
I can try. But you need to be honest for...
Alright, fine. No more lies. Skibor had to supply me with Elex. I couldn't think of another way. You can't imagine what it's like. All I do, every day, all day, is pass down judgment. Every one means a death. And the bodies pile. But I do it. And I deal with it, and I make more hard decisions, and I always put efficiency first. I always promote our vision. And I use Elex to help me forget. To blunt these emotions and leave me cold. But the normal ration's not enough. Skibor understood that. More than anybody else. But now you're here. And holding up the...
Bitch, you're making this too complicated. The dead are gone. Forget them, or it'll make you crazy.
Control my emotions on my own? No, I can't do that.
Well, then I sure as shit can't help you.
I've just made everything worse. There's no future.
Who says your future lies with the Albs? You could work for the
Me? For the clerics? Huh. They would never.
Refuse a helping hand? Correct.
You're hard to understand. Why are you doing this? Why are you helping me?
I promised a friend.
A friend? Who?
Zarek.
Zarek? Did I hear you? I thought he hated you. In fact, your dislike of each other is the reason you were sent off together. As a distraction to stop attention landing on me. Guess I failed at that too. Where is...
He's not coming back. Now don't make me ask you again. Go to the cleric. If Hagen digs his heels in, tell him I sent you. He owes me a favor.
Right away. I just have to pack... My final order is, report to Azok. It's up to him to... Tell him about my misconduct. Maybe it'll help him to appoint a more capable... Oh, and Jax.
Thank me another time.
So long.
Now that was a truly shitty thing to do.
The attack on the silo has been cleared up.
I expected a report from my personal agent. Where's Zarek?
Dead.
And the circumstances of his... No need. Summarize the facts. Focus on the initiator.
An outlaw. He was pursuing
His status.
eliminate.
Good. Any retaliatory measures will be taken. Now the accomplices. Who?
Skibor was a victim of circumstance. His cover was blown in the crater and they made him into a living bomb.
How did he get exposed?
It was Arissa's fault. She used him to get herself...
I feared for some time she would... All told, we are down in Elex Silo, a scout and a commander. Under these circumstances, I'm counting on you. I'm in desperate need of a replacement. Think it over. Be...
Wow, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Tell Azok the Colossus needs more time. The damage...
What are you
You weren't...
No.
So what do you...
So you're in charge of Robot Mate?
No, no.
No, you...
Our chief engineer got himself killed on a raid. Now I've got to look. I'm actually a combat...
So how does a trainer end up as...
Part of my job is knowing how to repair stuff in the field. I reckon I know my way around these machines better than... I'm an ALB combat... You're allowed to hang out at the depot. Doesn't mean...
Good. That'll do. You will continue training on your own until the next evaluation. Work on your form.
What? You better... About time.
No time.
Presenting for Elex, sir.
Rank? Former. Only if you... Well, you clearly have permission to be in the deep. In your case, everybody gets at least some... Okay. Special... Nominal... State your self-assessed level of nominal effectiveness in daily work. Scale of 1. 1 being highly ineffective and 10 being...
Stone.
Absolute effectiveness noted. Level lowered according... Okay. You are level E10 with deductions.
What does that mean?
It means no rations. Remarkable. I have discretion in this case, and I won't let you live like that. Here's your standard E10. That will be all. You are free to go. Rank?
E6, sir. Soldier.
Special permit?
Do I really have to You're the asshole who got me into this shit in the first...
Aren't you?
Am I? And why do you... Because of you. If it wasn't for the tiny dose I get, I would have... What the hell? If you want me to trade with you. No Elex, no deal.
Here's your...
Sure.
A human? Why are you here?
What did you call me?
Ah, yes. Are you...
Just...
It's really... Your overthrowing of the hybrid totally changed how we process... I'm probably one of the very few here who don't hate... All my work is based on what you achieve.
What are you...
As the only teacher, I am responsible. I have been since we started letting them grow up without Elex as an experiment. Are you interested in the emotional development of our younger...
Yeah.
The integration of Elex into an organism causes neurochemical processes inhibiting emotion. Exactly how this happens remains Here with the children, we're trying to create the effect of Elex consumption without the introduction of Elex itself, through mental exercises alone. This is my primary goal, developing the emotional strength of our young.
Tell me more.
What do you...
What do the children do?
They have emotions like everyone, so I imagine they do the same as other children. Learning and preparing for...
How old are the children when they first...
We do not yet know. This experiment... Emotional development is not something that can simply be planned.
Do the kids learn anything else here besides emotion control?
Of course. A large part of the program consists of training in biotechnical... the fusion of living beings and machines. Our mutants being a good example of an application of this science.
Are you still able to
That is a good... There is report data of Elexiters that can still control mutants, but it is unconfirmed. What is confirmed is how regularly our patrols are attacked by them. That being the case, I'm short of objects for my students to
You need mutant?
Yes? Moss says you're a good soldier. I'd like to hire you as a supplier.
Supplier? For mutants, or...?
That's right. You could supply... Of course, I would provide you with motivation in the form of pay. So...
I'll get...
Good. Let's start. I set some bait with my students last week to attract rote molt.
Rote mulch?
Yes, that's an... The class and I treated the bait with a contrast medium that makes the creature's entrails. Now we collect them so I can demonstrate how the inner organs of the mutants are laid out. Any questions?
About... I brought...
Excellent. I will preserve them for later dissection in biology. You won't be able to help me. Was it difficult? Hunting down...
Wasn't he?
I never This should be adequate remuneration, given the Now that's been taken care of. I'll need to deal with these entries. Once I'm done with this... So check back in a couple of...
Would you...
I think it would be unwise to have you amongst my students. But I see no... There's just one condition. Your thirst for knowledge.
That should...
Excellent. We can...
Teach me.
Very well.
That's the way to handle that.
This storeroom is property of the Albs of Ignadon. Entry is strictly forbidden to anyone without proper authorization.
You don't take any prison.
When it comes to preserving my people, and you...
Unbelievable. All right, let's just...
I'm Naira. I'm in charge of our battery.
So you're like, what?
Security? No, that's not exact.
Hang on a minute.
Yes, you do. We met in the domed city in Abess. I was the only good technician in that... cleric settlement. Remember? I was a It was a long time ago. The rules are...
Huh. Yeah, I noted. You're pretty impulsive for someone raised...
I am a true Albigan now. There are consequences.
And anybody who doesn't do things how you like them gets hit in...
You know better than anyone what Elex with... The fight against extreme emotion can be
Fine.
There has to be a life without Elex. It's the only way we can get our senses under control. That's why I try to stop our Elex as often as...
As long as I'm not around... How'd you get...
I lost my home back when I was a separatist. I didn't know what... I ended up in the domed city, working as a technician for the clerics. I was doing that. I survived. I even made good money. But it was a life of compromise. I often did things that went against my conviction. Those days are gone.
You seemed...
Well, you were a major figure in the court at the Ice Palace. It was a long time. But you were under the direct authority of the hybrid.
pretty dark chapter.
Nonetheless, I still didn't recognize you back then in the domed city. Yet more proof that Blue Elex clouds our senses without us knowing.
There's a new group in Karak. Its members have gathered in the old bat.
Why are you telling?
You be as... if you can...
And how do you know I don't sympathize with these aliens?
I don't think you'd give up control of your existence. Your expertise and fighting skill would be valuable to the Sixth Power. And to me.
You could be right. I have to admit, your offer has some... I wouldn't be entirely against it.
Oh, not entirely.
You were once an idol to us. You were the most effective commander the Albs ever had. But that was long ago. You and the Free People have fought a war again.
I was acting on my own account. But it wasn't as if I had a choice. The hybrid would have thrown the Albs to their doom.
Relying on the promises of the hybrid was a big mistake. But if everything had gone according to plan and the direct...
Then sooner or later the hybrid would have put all of Magellan's creatures into the converters to snatch the Elex from them. As a separatist, you fought for the old values of the Albs and against the... So you should know better, Naira. No one could have survived that, not even the Alb. The Free People and I had to intervene to stop the worst from...
Strange hearing that from your mouth, but who knows? Maybe you're right. Maybe not. I'm not sure it matters. Like I said, those days are long.
What are your duties here?
In essence, I am committed to the preservation of our community. My role is evaluation of the secret This information would give us an incredible...
Who exactly do you mean when you say us? People in general, or just...
Does it...
What happens when there's a conflict?
That's irrelevant. Don't tell me that the Sixth Power wouldn't benefit him. If a conflict did arise, the situation would need to be
Huh. Well, you've obviously thought this...
No. But I'll have to do so if it actually...
However, you must admit there is a risk that our agreement may not last.
That's always a danger, no matter what the current...
Sounds...
It sounds exciting? Wouldn't it make more sense to wait until you know whether it leads to such an
How exactly is this gonna work?
Why are you so...
Well, while you're rotting here in your camp, you're gonna have to leave the depot. And once you're outside, you'll need help.
I see. And you're...
Why not? I help you, and you become...
I would need...
I don't have...
I'll...
Fine.
You assure me that you'll ask nothing?
I can't promise you that. We're in a war for this...
A general but honest answer. I understand. All right. Listen to what I'm... We've noticed a few outlets. They're almost certainly gathering intel on our H... I want those plans. I need to find out what the outlaws know so I can protect... If you want to keep your word and support me...
You can count on me.
Very determined, as always. You see? There they are. They've been turning up here.